Just got done at EA Play, they're actually still playing Star Wars Battlefront, but I had to come out. I wanted to, as soon as I saw the Need for Speed trailer, I was like, I need to go out and I need to make a video, so that's what I'm doing right now for you guys. Turn it in this kind of like interview style, because this mic is actually really good. I'm falling in love with it more and more every day, I tell you. Anyway, so right at the beginning of the actual conference, well, after FIFA, Need for Speed kicked off. And you might have seen a guy with a very strange shirt in the background now with stupid hair. That would actually be me. A lot of you guys played it out, and it was actually awesome. But going through, we got some more information about the game. We actually got some proper gameplay on the game, which is pretty much what we're looking for. Gameplay, actual seeing the game, seeing how it runs, that kind of thing. I'm going to get to play the game very, very soon. I'm actually going to go inside and be able to play the game again straight after, which is going to be absolutely awesome. But we're going to do that very, very soon. But actually, back onto the actual footage that we saw at the conference. In the gameplay, I think it looks a million times better straight away. Now, I've actually played the game before. When I played, a lot of people were concerned about the handling model, and I can say it straight away, the handling model is tenfold, a million times better than what it was before. Like, seriously, looking at the actual gameplay is difficult to get an idea of how it actually plays. That was pretty much, I'd say, more so side on the drift side. That kind of slider, I believe when we were still played it last time, it was still there, but it was a lot more useful. Like, if you put it into drift, it was going to drift pretty much like stably. And if you put it into grip, you were still going to be able to actually turn. So that's one useful thing. But yeah, in the actual footage, you can't really tell that. But the handling, I would say, is more on the drift side in the actual gameplay. Now, one concern I did have about this gameplay trailer and what it would portray, in my opinion, is when they took down some of the smaller vehicles in the game, they literally just tapped them and they got taken out. Now, those cars aren't that weak. It reminds me a little bit of the Run, except the Run's cars were even heavier. Like, they were ridiculously heavy. But when they got onto the SUVs, they took about 3 or 4 hits to be taken down. That's what I want to see. If we're doing takedowns against AI, though I hope there's no takedowns against players, just so you know, they didn't show that there was no takedowns against players, it was AI. I'm hoping that they can bump up the difficulty, or maybe they bump up in difficulty as you progress and when they start getting, like, bloody ram bars and that kind of thing on the vehicles, because we've seen some of those in previous trailers. But overall, I think the gameplay was absolutely awesome. So the idea behind the trailer is obviously showing the characters, showing 2 of the characters pretty much in the actual trailer, but this is the actual gameplay, and a lot of people's concerns as well. So it wasn't racing. Now, I've actually played racing. The racing is the main focus, but it's pretty much going to be like a special mission. So like in Forza Horizon, you would get races, and then that would be like the main progression, and then you would unlock a special event. So these kind of heist missions are pretty much just going to be like secret, like special missions that unlock after you do a certain amount of races, which is honestly a brilliant way to go. I don't, like, they could have definitely just gone with normal racing again, but if you think about it, if they just keep going with racing, it does get a little bit boring. Having these signature missions almost, they just evolve the experience, and I cannot wait to try some of them. Like, that was one of them, and there's going to be plenty of them, I should hope, because it gives you something more to work towards. It gives you it lets them do more things, like have bad, they have bad guys in there, they have cops in there, hopefully, that kind of thing, and actually have like these signature missions that just keep, like, string a story together, much better than just like race after race after race would do. Even though those aren't gone, we're just getting a bit more than what we used to. So I really enjoyed sitting at the conference. It was a little bit more annoying because of the fact that I couldn't just... I wanted to run out right as soon as I saw the trailer, but at the same time, I really wanted to see what else was going to be announced. It's an annoying thing. Even when editing this kind of stuff at home and covering this stuff at home, I see it live and I kind of just want to, like, stop watching the rest of it, but also I don't, because some of the other games in there were absolutely fantastic as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely going to check some of those out, but as you know, Need for Speed, it's the focus. Let's get back to it. So obviously something that's pretty significant is Regera was in the trailer of the gameplay, which pretty much states that there's going to be ridiculous powerful cars in the game that we're at least going to get to drive. I haven't really experienced a lot of the cars in the game because we were playing an early build of the game, but the build I did play, I did have some higher end cars, and you can see the Regera was in there. Regera is actually a fantastic car to drive. I mean, in every game I've played it in, the Regera is just one of the cars to go to. But anyway, the idea is here, you would assume that the house apparently owns the Regera, and they stole it. So, I'm not going to complain. Hopefully it's not right at the beginning of the game, and we don't get Forza Horizon 6. Personally, I think the main thing they have to do is really make it so the racing gameplay is fun, and honestly, Need for Speed always does that. Need for Speed Racing is just so much more fun than a lot of other racing games that I play, and probably a lot of games that you guys play as well. There's something about it, I can't really explain what it is, But if you then string out the actual proper missions away from that too far, I think it's going to be a little bit annoying. Hopefully they're not too far apart and they actually have quite a few of those missions, but for the most part, a lot of people obviously linking it to Fast and Furious and The Crew and that kind of thing, and honestly you could really just look at it and say, yeah, maybe they're taking inspiration from those games, but the thing is they're actually doing it and stringing it together and making actually awesome, polished, like amazing experience. I cannot wait to see like how it actually unfolds. They're learning on what people have been requesting and looking at how they can take that even further past the requests, and they're doing a brilliant job at doing it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the trailer down below. I'd love to hear. We're going to get to play the game a little bit later, so if you want to see that, be sure to stay tuned on the channel. You might have to stay up a little bit late. Going to get to do a live stream of the game very, very soon, so again, you might want to stay up a little bit late. We'll be streaming here on YouTube because I want everybody to see it. Anyway, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I will do the peace sign. Peace.
You have the only quiet spot. I'm going back there.
Okay.
Now.
Have fun.
Your week is a disaster.
You're both. There you go. The lighting was really off.